We got a Nissan Xtrail T32 non-hybrid with a hard start and a check engine light. So let's see if we could diagnose it for this customer. Alright, so we got a 2017 Nissan Xtrail, also known as a Nissan Rogue. This is a T32 model. Customer complaint is the check engine light is on. He took it to another shop and they wasn't successful, so he brought it here, right? So when we scanned the vehicle, we got a P2101 throttle circuit problem, alright? So I mean that could explain the hard start, seeing that you got a restriction of the air coming into the engine to mix with fuel to cause it to start, right? So we definitely gotta do our checks. So I'm checking on the freeze frame, right? It looks like this coldest trip when the vehicle is cold, right? So I'm not sure exactly if they was able to do the throttle relearn, but it definitely has a fault for the throttle. So we gotta look to see if we're getting power and ground going to that motor, right? Or if one of the TPS signals is dropping out. I'm not sure exactly what's going on, right? So I'm just taking a look and see our data. Every time I clear the code, it comes right back. So we definitely have a fault there. Okay, as you can see, I clear the code, it comes right back. So that's letting me know that we have to address this issue that's, you know, on this vehicle, right? So we definitely got that P2101 code. Okay, so it's not even taking the relearn at all, right? So we gotta go on the hood, do some more checks, make sure that we're getting power and ground and signal. Okay, and let's take it from there. Yeah, so this customer mentioned that they replaced the cam sensor and the crank sensor, right? The throttle code was not there at first, but you know, of late you're seeing that it's popping up, and you just don't want to spend no more cash on this vehicle, not knowing exactly what's going on. So that's why he asked if I could diagnose it for him. So as I said, I'm looking at the throttle right now, watching all the PIDs, making sure that everything is cool. All right, so we went from a no start to a hard start. Now we started up, but we got a check engine light on. Okay, so let's read the full code again and see if anything pops up that could kind of give us a direction. So I got P2119 that's letting me know that the ECU has an issue with the throttle position and basically they're not in alignment. Right, so let's go in the hood and do some checks. Alright, so I got my hand on wiring diagram. It's a 6-pin throttle body, right? So we got 2 wires going to the motor, and we got a 5-volt ref, a ground, and TP1, TP2, right? But when I took off the hose that's going to the throttle, I noticed that the flap is not, you know, return home. It's kind of open, which is not supposed to be. It's basically supposed to return back to home position, which is closing off, you know, all the air that's leaving the manifold. So we definitely have a fault with this throttle where it's basically stuck. Right? Yeah, you could do a resistance check and stuff like that, but I don't think that's gonna help. I believe that probably the guys where they were working, they probably damaged the throttle. I mean, I don't want to go that far, but I've saw it done in the past where guys took screwdrivers and tried to prise open the throttle to, you know, go beyond by cleaning it. So could have damaged the internal components in the throttle. All right, but yeah, we definitely gotta get our hands on our throttle because it's supposed to come right back to that home position, and from what I'm seeing, it's not. Okay, so all my power, ground, signal, everything is there. So I'm definitely gonna talk to this customer and see if we can arrange to get our hands on a throttle.
1 hour later.
Right, when you push it with your finger, the throttle is supposed to snap right back. You see, I push this with my finger, and you see the throttle remaining open. So the throttle definitely is not good. Yeah, so this is the original throttle that was on this engine. I replaced it with a foreign used one. I got this off another engine that, you know, was at one of my boy's shop, and he told me, you know, go ahead and try it. So let's see if this, you know, does the trick. You know, if the ECU allow us to do the idle relearn and incorporate the new throttle onto this vehicle. All right, so I gotta get my scan tool, clear the scan code that was originally there, the P2101. Right, I'm not sure if I'm gonna see the next code with the P2119 code, but let's put the scan tool in and let's see what's going on. All right, so I'm gonna do read full codes. All right, I got the P2101 code, not the P2119 code. Let's clear. If you can recall, the code keep coming back every time I clear it, but let's see what's going on. Do I have the do a special function. One real quick. Let me see. Alright, so I started up, no check engine light, which is good. Before the light was coming on immediately. And also too, the throttle relay was saying on and then was saying off. So let's see if we read full code again, no full code. Alright, so we're looking good so far. Let's pull out some pins, let's look for APP1, 2, TP1, 2, throttle relay as well, and see exactly what's going on. Okay, we gotta let it warmed up anyway, because we got the, what you call it, the idle relay to do. And I'm seeing 0.6967 on my TP1, TP2, which is identical to what I'm supposed to be getting on the new Nissans, which is good. So we're looking real good so far. Alright, so next thing I'm doing right now is the idle relay. Okay, so I gotta let the ECU know that I got a new component on the vehicle, and he basically had to set the throttle plate back to where it's supposed to. Yeah, so this ref is not really clean. Yup, it wasn't doing that with the last throttle for sure. So I believe we got this one fixed. And you see that the throttle relay is staying on. And all my parameters is moving when I step on the X. So if you like this video, give me a thumbs up, leave a comment down in the box, hit that bell notification. Until next time, y'all take it easy. Peace.